got a pussy.
All over your
I
head.
got pussy on my mind here.
You totally do.
My cat
Is
has
that the
climbed
kitten?
up on my. That's the kitten,
Oh,
and she is farty.
she's farty.
She's a gassy little one, dude.
That's better than my freaking dog who's humpy.
She'll curl up and put her legs up and just let it rip.
Oh man. Earlier today, my dog, like my freaking, like I'm the only one in the whole freaking house who that dog tries to hump. Like she like comes up on the couch, like grabs my arm and just goes for it.
Well, stop wearing those booty shorts, man.
Yeah, around my dog.
I want to hump you too.
Yeah.
I've seen you walking around.
That's right. That's right. Well,
Got that apple bottom.
hey, I can't help that I have this,
Can't
this
help how God
luscious,
made you.
beautiful behind. Okay.
In a world of bad movies, two follically challenged men will stop at nothing to share their opinions of them. Their wives are tired of listening, but are you? This isn't the podcast you deserve, but it's the one you need. Reacher said nothing to bald guys and bad movies.
Welcome to episode 3 of Bald Guys and Bad Movies. I am your host, Troy, along with my co-host.
I'm Mike.
In the spirit of Bald Guys, Bad Movies, we're actually going to talk about a non-movie. We're breaking all the rules. So again, feel free to click away. These guys are full of shit and, it's false advertising.
Well, we are full of shit, but it might be some entertaining shit.
It's the good shit.
Yeah,
it's not
good
that,
shit.
that
It's that good shit.
Room clearing shit. It's like, no odor. Okay.
Yeah, well, or if it's like that good stanky shit, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm talking about.
Well,
we're in California. Like, come on now.
Don't get me started, because your own dumpage, is that a word, dumpage? Never smell. Well, sometimes it does.
I'm not talking about poop, dude.
Huh?
I'm not talking about poop. I'm talking about the stanky shit. Weed,
wait.
dude.
Us? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about weed. I'm talking about weed.
Oh,
stinky
weed.
shit.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you meant shit from your ass.
No, Jesus Christ.
All right.
Anyways, well, let's get to it. So this week, Troy was really into the show Reacher that came out on, Prime.
To set the table, let's just give a little bit of background. I have read some of the Reacher books. There's a statistic that every 6 seconds someone buys a Jack Reacher book.
No way.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy, dude. Have you seen the Tom Cruise movies?
I have not seen the Tom Cruise movies. All I know of the Tom Cruise movies is some shot of him running through a crowded city, and I think
oh wow,
yeah,
that never happens in a Tom Cruise
really
movie.
Really, I don't know, maybe it wasn't
that
a
is
crowded
uniquely
city.
for Jack Reacher. When he does that, he never runs really fast in any of his movies.
Really?
Yeah.
Even if it's Tom Cruise, I feel like he runs really fast no matter what movie it is. I mean,
well, that was sarcasm. I need to work on it. Yes, of course. He fucking runs in every fucking movie he's in.
Does he?
So.
I mean, I don't
yes,
really think
he does.
Well, yeah, but I don't think he really ran too much in the show. He's like, Paul Sorvino in the Goodfellas. If he moves slowly, it's because he don't have to move fast for nobody.
Not the show. I'm talking about the Cruise version of Reacher, or the Cruise version of anything.
Yeah.
So the movies are. Well, the first one was actually pretty good. Actually, it stands alone as a.
Did it have like Tyler Perry in it or something? Wasn't like Tyler Perry in one of them or something like that?
Holy shit! No, I think no. You're thinking about what's the one with the Morgan Freeman?
No,
he did it first. Alex Cross.
Really?
Alex Cross.
Oh, okay. So that was Tyler Perry as Reacher, as Jack Reacher.
No, that was Tyler Perry as Alex Cross.
Right, it's a Tyler Reacher. I mean, a Jack Reacher-esque character, right?
Yeah, but now I feel like they missed opportunity to have Tyler Perry
do Jack Reacher.
Yeah, do Reacher justice.
That would have been funny. Funny.
At some point, he wears a dress. He must. somewhere. You can't be that manly and
Well,
not be hiding something.
I don't know about that. I think he's the one. If there was one man on the face of the planet who would never wear a dress, it would probably be Jack Reacher.
Well, that was the movie, and again, Mike is virgin to the Reacher experience. So
Yes.
I'm really looking forward to seeing what he thinks. For me, the books are pure like pulp, right? They're a throwback to. It's almost like 80s. He's like an 80s hero, maybe
Sure.
mid 90s, right? So
Yeah, I could see him and John Matrix like duking it out. That'd be a great movie.
that's a great parallel. If
Yeah,
they made
totally.
a John Matrix movie or series of books, it would be Jack Reacher. So I was looking forward to the show. There was a lot of controversy about Tom Cruise is a little short guy.
Yeah.
In the books, he's 6'5", 250 pounds.
You know what? He reminds me like if Dan like just did a bunch of steroids for like 3 years, like what he would look like. Our buddy Dan.
Okay, now you gotta explain who Dan is.
Dan is like little Jack Reacher, basically. Whoever.
Wait, I think you just discovered a Nickelodeon spinoff.
Yeah, there you
Little
go.
Jack
Little,
Reacher.
little Jack.
So you didn't see the movies. I saw
No.
the movies. The first one was good. The second one was shit, in my opinion.
Okay.
Tom Cruise had big intensity, right? Which is why I never minded him that much as Jack Reacher. I think it was probably his movie that enticed me to read the books. And then I got it. Like, oh, okay. I see. The first book I read was Killing Floor, which was the basis
This
of
one.
this
Yeah.
season. And it's probably, I mean, I've only read 4 or 5 Reacher books, but it was my favorite. I think I want to hear from you, unfiltered, without any persuasion from me. Not sure I can persuade you.
Well, you know.
They call me the persuader.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
sure,
saying?
sure they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's
back
I know your
alleys,
wife
yeah.
don't call you that.
Look, let's not start the wife jokes so soon, all right?
No, that was a joke about you.
So what do you think?
Okay. Well, I really liked the guy who played Reacher. He was a beast, dude. Like he was just a monster.
He makes you want to work out.
Yeah.
And same time makes you feel shame.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I didn't feel too much shame. I don't
eating chips, so you got like the
exactly.
particles
You're
on
watching
your belly
Reacher with
and-
like a carton of Oreo cookies on your lap. You know what I mean?
You get him, Reacher.
Yeah.
You showed him.
Exactly. You know what I thought was really funny
Roll
though?
off
Like
the couch.
I really thought it was funny when like they're trying to get like what is with the clothes? Like he always wears like every time he like changes clothes throughout the show, and it's always like garbage. Like at one point they're literally dumpster diving in like one of those like clothing donation drop boxes, and Neely's inside the box throwing shirts out to him, and he puts one on, and it's so small on him. He's like, no way. He like takes it off. And the best part is like that shirt was probably like an extra large, you know what I mean?
It's a major characteristic of the character from the books.
Oh, really?
He travels light. He goes to Salvation Army.
Right.
He doesn't no luggage. Just when he wants to change, he'll just go fucking buy a new outfit.
Right.
Like a bargain bin T-shirt.
Oh, really?
Very lean and
What
mean,
a trip.
yeah.
What a trip. That's
So,
crazy.
They
You know-
nailed that. That was like there's a Reacher checklist, but I'll let you.
That's one thing that I thought was really cool. Like he had a really unique character. Like he was a very I felt like I had never really seen this guy before. Like, he's this big muscle bound, like dude, but and you see that all the time, but you've never seen this guy, and that was one thing I thought was super cool about.
He's
about the
he's
show.
basically Lee Child, the creator author. He has said he's Sherlock Holmes with muscle, basically.
That's a very apt description because like there were just it was like, I can't remember at one point they're like forcing him to find some guy, and he was like, well, I can't do it like sitting back, like just driving around, we're never gonna find him. He was like, well, what do you, he's like, well, I'm not helping, I'm not gonna give you anything. He's like, dude, I need a map. You need to give me a map at least. And he literally puts a map down, stares at for 30 seconds, makes 3 circles on it, and he's like, he's here. And he's like, how the hell did you figure that out from looking at a map for frickin' 1.5 minutes, 90 seconds, and he knows exactly where the dude is. And then he breaks it all down. And I love his explanations of everything. Like when he explains like how he came to that, you know, decision and stuff. Or like when he first meets the detective, the lead detective, I can't remember his name.
Finley,
yeah. He like breaks him down, says, oh, I would say you're divorced because you're too old, you're too young to be a widower. He's like, you just quit smoking within the last couple months, and that's why your leg is shaking. Like, you know, I thought it was very interesting how he learned all that. How he was able, he's able to just read people. But okay, one thing I do want to say about it, one thing I actually really loved about it was the fight scenes. These fight scenes, like, they were so good. You know me, I'm not a big fan of Daredevil. Like, they were the fight scenes that Daredevil should have had. Like, Daredevil, I was just tired of it after a while. I'm like, okay, I don't really care.
There were too choreographed,
like,
and
move on, dude.
Was it Daredevil? Was
it was
very
boring.
choreographed
I got
show.
bored. I don't want to see that much fighting. I don't care. There's no stakes. You know what I mean? Like, dude, and then the 1980s cracking of like celery with like a wet towel, like sound effects, like every time we would break someone's bone, dude. Like, I love how he's, and the kids who are waiting for him, he's like, I'm gonna break 3. He's like, I'm gonna break 3 of your hands. He's like, well, what? It's like, there's 4 of us. He's like, yeah, one of you needs to be able to drive the others to the hospital.
He's lean and mean, strike first, strike hard, overwhelming force. Well, he gave a 3 count, and I don't think he ever got to 3.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
That was, or like, it was just like, I'm going to
show.
give you the 3, boom, you know,
Right.
where he would just say 3 right away.
Now, I love Daredevil, but I can see
I know
how you could not like it. It felt very fast and furious,
Yeah.
because that's Reacher.
some things I didn't like about it was like, it looked kind of flat at times. Like, it just looked like a movie of the week. Like, it was very, I don't know. It just didn't look good to me, like, at times. The girl cop, I liked her for most of it. But
Roscoe?
Yeah, Roscoe, which was her first name, which I thought was
Right.
pretty funny. There were times when shit would just come out of left field. Like, I can't remember exactly what it was, but at some point she was just
When
like,
she jumped his bones?
no, well, that dude, that was one of them. That just out of nowhere, she decided to do it. Like there was nothing going on before that, and they really didn't show much. Like,
Wait, Mike. You thought it was unbelievable that there was a giant beefcake of a man
I never said
showering.
unbelievable. None of the
Okay.
stuff is unbelievable, right?
Okay.
But it just came a little bit out of left field to me. But what really came out of left field was, I can't remember if it was after they broke into her house or there was some point where she just went from 0 to 60 like that.
she
And I
got
was like, what the
super
fuck?
pissed.
Yeah, where the hell did this come from? I don't know. It just seemed to me that certain times her character just kind of came out of left field to me. I did like the part where they walk out of her house after she gives him the gun. She specifically told him not to, like, only use it good. Like, you know what I mean? Don't use this gun, like, in a way that's going to get me in trouble, right? You know, for giving it to you. And so what's the first thing he does? He walks out the door and shoots a log in the middle of this suburban neighborhood. And she's like, what the hell? He's like, never use a gun you haven't checked yourself. Oh my God. What about the end when his brother's like, it's like, you can cry now. And it pans to Reacher and he has like the CG tear like coming down the side of his face. Did that
You think it was CG?
It looked bad, dude. It looked bad. I was
Oh,
like,
man, I think that might have been a real tear.
I don't know, bro.
I think my man Alan, he's
What else has he been in? I feel like I've seen him before. He's probably always a henchman or something, huh?
He was way back in the day. He was in Smallville. He played Aquaman.
Oh,
Way
shit.
back in the day. Yeah.
That's where I know him from. Oh my god, that dude was, and he was kind of yoked in Aquaman, man. He just like he really hit the roids hard.
Dude, they had such a short schedule. They had such an intense schedule. They wanted him to work 7 days a week.
Oof.
There's 2 units, right?
Right.
And he had to work both units.
That's insane.
The fight scenes, they like literally learned, they put it together like the day of. Right?
No way.
Like he would leave a scene, go, and like it was like in the parking lot, they would like figure out the fight scene, then he'll go and film it. And I'm thinking, Amazon, you can't give fucking Jack Reacher show like another 2 weeks. It's gonna make money. Why would you like? I don't get it. Like they had a date, they couldn't pass it, or the money would literally run out. It got so bad, he tore some muscles, he hurt his shoulder.
Maybe that's what worked to their advantage. You know what I mean? That
The shark isn't working.
yeah. Well, they didn't have enough time to over choreograph it.
What do you think of the plot? So what did you think of the overall plot? Because in the middle of it, I was like, what's going on again?
Yeah.
When are you going to beat someone up?
Well, to tell you the truth,
Like,
there were
whatever.
times
Stuff, get to a fight.
when they start talking about people like later on in the show that you met like once, like 4 episodes ago. I'm like, who's that? Like, what?
Yeah,
who?
yeah.
What is going on? Like, I really didn't. Like, it was hard for me to keep track, and then they show them again. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember them. You know, there was one weird thing where it seemed really odd. Like the Venezuelans, right? Venezuelan cartel guys are like chasing the girls through the forest, and like she kills one of them, and they decided for whatever reason they thought that they wanted to give those guys a little bit more human, character, a little bit more 3-dimensional, and he's like, oh my brother, like who gives a shit? Like, what the hell, man? That fucking house scene was dope though, when he puts on the camo and he
well, okay. So that leads into one of my biggest criticisms. Overall, I like the show. Like it just said, the story, like in the middle, I'm like, what's going on again? All right,
Yeah.
well, never mind. Autopilot on. Some of the dudes that were kicking Reacher's ass, and I get it. He can't be, like in the books, he's almost superhuman, right? So you gotta humanize the guy. But some of these guys were kicking his ass, and I'm thinking, there's no fucking way
Sure.
they should be getting a drop on him.
Well,
The crowbar guy in the house.
Yeah, that was. You're right. But when he's sneaking around killing everybody in the house until he gets to that last crowbar fight scene, which was stupid, right? There were times where they would be like, this is like a Venezuelan like commando guy, and he's able to stand up against Reacher for a little while, so they have a little bit of a fight. But when it's like Joe Bob, with the crowbar,
Right.
you know what I mean? One of the guys you went to high school with a crowbar, trying to attack him, it's like,
What? He's so massively, so much bigger than the guy. Even the guy swings a crowbar, you could just
grab
bulldoze
it, snatch
your way.
it out, or just
And
snatch
he
it out of
did
the air.
He did it in the prison.
Yeah.
Like they were in the prison fight was great because he just was tackling people.
Yeah.
The bigger offender was the last fight.
The last fight.
With the main psycho guy, the guy, spoiler alert, the guy that actually killed his brother.
Dun dun dun.
It was a wet fart, dude. Like it was, who had a better payoff? Finley. Little mousy Finley.
Oh yeah.
Like he dug his finger in the guy's bullet hole and then crushed him in a pit. What did he do to the other guy?
Dude, that crushing scene was dope.
I know. But yeah, I just thought this is the payoff. I guess I really wanted him to perform surgery on that guy. I wanted him to break some kneecaps, really draw it out.
He did set his ass on fire. That seems pretty damn
That's a good finisher.
That's pretty
That's
painful.
a good finisher.
It was a good finisher.
I didn't hate that part. But what did he had buttered him, he drowned him a little bit, he doused him the thing, and then he set him on fire. I don't know. This is the asshole that killed your brother.
Yeah.
This is the one that's been like thumbing his nose at you the whole show. The best kill, the best fight for me was the one on the side of the building.
Dude,
on
that was
where
dope.
he hung
when
the
he
guy
hung the
with his
dude, like
tie?
the reverse hanging. Where he,
Dude,
like,
literally.
dude, that was dope.
But that one, I think he shove his foot through the railing, break it so that it caught, and then he hung him and that's why the guy didn't fall over because he was
totally
like that's the main bad guy death. Like that's how you kill that asshole. Like anyway,
what about when he taking the two guys and he's like shoving him in the trunk of the car and he can't get it in? He like breaks his leg to shove it in. It was so good, dude. Oh
I'm
my
gonna just say I squeal with delight numerous times during this show.
Yeah, totally.
And I know. I guess it says more about me than the show.
Yeah, there are times. Yeah, absolutely. Just like, oh shit.
Yeah, the more violent and gruesome, the better I loved it. So
yeah,
and my wife really liked it too. And that's the other curious thing about the books. Lee Child, I watched a lengthy conversation with him when he created this character. He's a funny guy. He's British. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, really? I didn't.
Yeah,
know. I don't know anything about him. You were like, watch Reacher.
He was working for the BBC. He got laid off, and he was in a supermarket with his wife.
Okay.
And like I don't know, what am I gonna do now? She asked him to hand her something on a shelf, and she was like, "Well, maybe you could be a Reacher in a supermarket." And he said the light went off. Reacher. And that's how he came up with the name Jack Reacher.
Because he's a giant monster dude who can reach anything.
But basically, Reacher was made in the lab of his mind to be appealing to everyone, right?
Oh.
And Lee Child has said, "I want to make money. I'm not in this for fine art. I want asses in seats. I want people to be entertained,
books in hands.
And if women didn't read Reacher, it wouldn't be as big as
I mean, women. I'm pretty sure women are, as a demographic, a bigger, as a percentage of readers, probably higher than men.
They are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, the last statistic I checked said that, and I think he even said it. I was curious to see because my wife hates Tom Cruise, so she never saw any of the Cruise
My wife hates Tom Cruise too.
Yeah,
but she also hates George Clooney more. I don't know. I never understood that one, but
hates Clooney.
Yeah, she hates Clooney. She thinks he's pukey, whatever that means. I don't know.
like his face is pukey, or
I don't
his
know.
personality,
She doesn't really get into detail about it either. She just, I don't know. I just think he's pukey. I'm like, okay, whatever that means.
Okay, we gotta have her on one show.
Yeah,
let's just talk about
definitely.
Clooney. Why is he so pukey?
That would be great. We gotta do that.
But Robin loved it. She loved the show, and usually I gotta trick her into watching something, right? Like I'll try to put it on when she's like on the couch.
What I do is I try to get her brother or her mom to watch a show, and then if they like it, they'll recommend it to her, and then she wants to watch it. So that's okay. Nothing I ever suggest is ever something that gets watched. It's every so often, but it's not that common.
And Lee Child had a cameo at the end. I don't know if you noticed.
I don't.
The diner scene, the last scene with Finley, the guy that kind of bumps into him. Yeah, little Easter egg.
But what is your opinion of it? What did you like and dislike the most about Reacher?
Oh, I'll give you the actual answer, but there's one more moment, and it happened right in the first episode. Okay. And when it happened, I'm like, this show gets it. The people who made the show, they get Jack Reacher. Because there's another thing, and this is probably the biggest Jack Reacher trope. Reacher says nothing.
Yeah.
And and there was even an episode titled that. Because people in the books, they'll be, Reacher's a thinker, and he doesn't say a lot, right?
Yeah, I have no idea what that's like.
When
that sure ain't me.
Right. You're the anti-Reacher.
Yeah, exactly.
Mike said everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it became a funny little meme thing where a character would talk and talk and talk and talk, and then I guess just to remind people, Reacher's in the conversation. Reacher said nothing, and then it goes back to. But I think they brilliantly brought that to life. The first episode.
Yeah, he doesn't say
Before
anything for
his face. The face reveal when you first saw his face, that asshole was abusing his girlfriend or wife or whatever, and the camera, rotates.
and he
reveals
says nothing,
and he doesn't say anything. The guy said, "What do you want, asshole? You want some of this?" And he just stares at him.
dude. That shit was menacing.
And the guy makes water in his pants, right?
I will say, I like that. I was like, damn. I was like, this could be good.
That's probably one of my favorite moments of the show.
It's a great moment.
It's as a fan of the character from the book, like it's completely that encapsulates why people love that character.
Right. You know, it's funny, like
intimidating.
Going into this today, I was thinking, shit, I feel like I forgot everything about this damn show. But as we start talking about it all comes back to me. But I was thinking to myself, I was like, well, it can't be that good. I mean, I basically fucking forgot every damn thing that happened.
It's a throwback, man. It's like I think I said it before. This is like, I don't want to say campy. It's what do you call it? What's the thing where it's like
you said pulp, right? It's like
pulp. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah. Like I don't think you go into it. You shouldn't retain anything.
Right. right.
It's a feeling in the moment.
Sure.
Right. You eat a cheeseburger. This is good right now. You're not thinking about it an hour or 2 hours later.
I mean, hopefully not. You know what I mean? If you're thinking about it 2 hours later, something ain't settling right. But you know what? It's funny because that brings me back to the idea that it kind of looked like a movie of the week at times. You know what I mean? It just looked kind of, flat and stuff. And that goes back to the idea that it is a movie of the week. It's pulp. You're not supposed to really retain it.
My opinion, I enjoyed it. It made me squee with glee. I like violence.
Please, nobody sound clip that one.
Feel free. I will wear it with a badge of honor. I like people being crushed. I would crush you. What about that FBI guy showing up again?
As a bad guy?
It felt, and again, you could pick apart anything, but if it was very much okay, you have to face this guy because this is your nemesis, and what's her name, Smokey, the Roscoe, you had to face that guy because he killed, I forget who that was connected to her. Like everyone was like perfectly set up,
right,
to face their boss.
Sure, totally,
their level boss. And I will submit this to the court that although I like this new Reacher better because he's closer to the book, there is something to be said about a guy who looks unassuming, right? Tom Cruise, famously short. You don't think he's going to kick the ass of 8 guys. But when he does it, it's an even bigger achievement.
But you kind of do because you've seen him in every goddamn movie.
Well, right. But if you're in the reality of the world, the movie world or the show world, the Allen version in the show is a fucking monster.
Right.
Some of the guys, like the main guy, the crazy dude with the truck and his little pipsqueak side man, like in real life, they were like, holy shit.
I'm fucking with this guy. Like, what, am I crazy?
Can I get a bat or call some backup?
Yeah, totally.
Whereas in Tom Cruise's world, yeah, so what? Like, he's saying all this big and bad shit, but he's got nothing to back it up. But overall, I enjoyed it. And I mean, yeah. What would you rate it? What's the?
I don't know.
1 to 10 or
1 to 10 or 1?
Oh wait. How many follicles of hair did you grow on your scrotum?
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Because this is one of those movies that'll put hair on your chest, man. This is a manly show.
Oh God, manly show. Yes, but it does have the eye candy for women. Like I will say that the Jack Reacher is a beast, and he
Oh,
does.
my wife, I was squealing for violence, and she was squealing when his shirt was on.
Yeah, totally.
She just started giggling.
I can see that.
I'd say I'll give it about an 8 follicle.
8 follicle.
8 pubes out of 10.
Gross.
8 freshly grown pubes.
Oh my
I
god.
sprouted. What about you? Obviously, I didn't sprout any hair on my head, so.
Well, that's come and gone. The time is past for that to happen.
So what are you rating it? What are you?
That's like the grossest rating system we could ever come up with.
That's my rating. You can come up with your own rating.
I would give it.
How many commandos do you give it?
How many commandos? How many
Yeah.
commandos? I would give it John Rambo approval for military information, and the John Matrix approval of just utter, beast mode style. So I guess a 2 commando rating but how can I say how many commandos is it out of? Two commandos. 2 commandos up. 2 commandos
out of 5.
2
Okay.
out of 5. No, out of 5.
Oh wait,
I'd
so
give
we're
it
doing
3
a
out of 5.
two commando up.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's a down and a.
Yeah, there we
Okay.
go.
All right, that's fair enough. Because I was going to ask you, what's a 5 commando?
Well, no,
What would be a 5?
I'll just say out of stars. I can't come up with no goofy ass rating system. We'll come up with that. In a later episode. But for now, I would give it, definitely 3.5 stars. I think it's better than average, but I don't know if it gets up into a 4. To tell you the truth.
Do you want to see more?
Yeah, I do. I want to see more. I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it.
All right, so I think we gave our rating. Reacher, if you haven't watched it, we highly recommend.
Yeah, I would recommend it. Give it a shot. I think
watch it with your wife. You'll stay for the fight. She'll stay for the shirt.
Yeah,
it's coming off.
Absolutely.
He has massive muscles that will put you to shame. And
you can definitely feel sorry for yourself while watching it, and so can she.
That's happening all across the world. People watching that, like, oh,
yeah, like, oh man, and you can just say to be like, honey, I'm just as disappointed in myself as you are. So. Can we give out awards for listening to our rambling?
I can see the reviews. Some folks might love it. Put it on so they could fall asleep.
Yeah, to our soothing voices.
I had trouble falling asleep. I found this podcast. These 2 bald assholes, they're talking. It's just so boring.
It's just
Man,
so boring.
I slept like a rock.
Yeah.
You'll listen until you stop.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you'll listen until you stop.
Truth and advertisement.
What a great freaking... That should be our tagline. That should be our tagline. Bald guys and bad movies.
Yeah.
You'll listen till you stop.